I'm Jed Dietrich. Thank you for joining us for our presentation concerning trucking cases and injuries as a result of a trucker's negligence. Contact me at 716-839-3939. That's 716-839-3939.
Contact Jed.
You need someone who is driven and competitive to handle your case.
Yeah, you're a real fighter.
I'm a competitive person by nature. I just want to win on your behalf.
That's someone who you should go for.
Because there are winners and there are losers. And in the legal world, we want you to win.
It just felt right.
So we take the time to sit down, review your records, talk to you as we go along to determine what's the best approach to obtain maximum compensation on your behalf.
I knew that I was in good hands and people that I could trust.
Every single client in my office is my client.
Contact Jed.
You're entitled to money for your pain and suffering. You're entitled to money for your incapacity to work. You're entitled to money for your future pain and suffering. All of these things are things that you don't think about when you're first injured.
When you're suffering, to know someone is there for you. That means a lot, Jay.
We're here to help you. There are strict time deadlines, strict limitations to you being able to preserve your rights. We're here to preserve your rights.
You stand by your word.
We'll make sure that bill gets paid.
Contact Jed.
Keep the wages going. Keep the medical treatment going.
I didn't have to deal with the insurance company anymore.
That is our core duty, to make sure that your wages are paid.
You guys took that load off of me. What I didn't know, you guys filled me in.
We called the no-fault adjuster. We called the supervisor. We called your employer. We called the doctor to make sure your wages are going to come to you.
Oh, that was amazing.
We try to take the aggravation with the insurance companies away from you. We'll handle it for you.
The insurance company coming after me.
Those insurance companies hire those doctors to write a report that basically is bad for the person who's the victim.
I calmed right down because you explained everything.
That's why you need counsel. You need a lawyer to represent you.
I'm trying to say that I didn't injure myself and that I should be fine now.
Insurance companies are out there not to help you. They're out there to help their stockholders.
They kept telling me that I didn't say this at the time of the injury and that I was making things up.
What they're really doing is they're trying to cut you off of your treatment so the insurance company doesn't have to pay any more money.
We didn't get now one bill.
They want to keep as much money in their pockets as possible, keep as much out of your pocket as possible.
Basically just trying to get me to take some type of money so that they could be done with it.
We focus on helping you through your time of need.
You came right to the house.
I'm going to do everything I can to try to help you get the best recovery possible.
It's almost like I felt led to reach out to you.
You need someone to fight for you.
Real fighter.
We have to make sure we treat others the way we want to be treated.
Putting yourselves in my shoes, and I really appreciated that.
We're here to help you. If you're in an accident and it's not your fault, we're here to help you.
Who can I call to help me again? Jed Dietrich.
If I don't believe they're offering a fair number, I say we go to trial.
I've never been through something like that before.
That is something we are prepared to do. Take your case all the way to trial.
I just knew that it was going to be taken care of.
It's your case. You're the person who makes the decision.
I will only trust Jed Dietrich.
We're a team, we work together, so if you call me, I call you back to address your concern.
You gave me a personal phone call letting me know between my job and no fault that they needed to get themselves into gear.
I give every single client my cell phone number.
Respectful and on time and always basically at my beck and call.
Return every phone call within one business day.
Taking care of everything in general.
I'm zealous about calling you back, and my staff's the same way.
To know that you could trust this man in all your situations.
We've got 17 legal professionals here that are dedicated to helping you get through your problem, to get rehabilitated, to get back on your feet.
Your staff is incredible.
We focus on personal injury law. We focus on helping you through your time of need.
And there was no other choice. You know, you were always going to be our first choice.
We're here to help people. 716-839-3939. If you have a question or a concern, you've been injured, please contact me.
Honestly, what they were going to offer in the beginning compared to what they finally did at the end is a complete difference.
Lawyers like the lawyers in my office and me personally are here to help you.
I went to Jed Dietrich's office and they were amazing and they took care of my case completely and they were, on my side and fought for me.
Our core philosophy here is to treat others the way we want to be treated, to return every phone call within one business day, and to work hard on behalf of our clients to obtain the best possible results.
He took care of me, he took care of me and my family.
I just want to win on your behalf.
To know that you could trust this man on all your situations, he actually does what he said he's going to do, above and beyond.
So we're trying to do what we can, everything we can, to get you the best possible result.
Respectful and on time and always basically at my beck and call.
You need someone to fight for you.
Made me feel comfortable that all I had to do was focus on my recovery.
You can contact us at 716-839-3939 if you've been injured.
He actually does what he said he's going to do, above and beyond.
We are here to help people who have been injured through someone else's negligence, and if you're injured, we're here to make it easier for you.
I went to Judge Dietrich's office and they were amazing and they took care of my case completely.
We're here for you even after the case settles,
Really appreciated that.
so that you can sleep a little bit more soundly and just focus on your injury, focus on your recovery.
It seems like you guys really put yourselves in my shoes.
So if you're out there, if you've been injured and it's not your fault, contact me at 716-839-3939. I'm Jed Dietrich. I'm here to help you.
Contact Jed.
I'm Jed Dietrich. Thank you for joining me concerning this presentation on what to do when you're injured through someone else's fault. We're talking to Bill Carter here today. Bill, good to see you.
Good to see you again, Jed.
Bill, you and I have known each other for about how many years?
Approximately 12 years.
12 years, and you have had a number of injury cases. Tell us about that.
Well, we actually had called you in regards to a case with me and my wife. We were in the car together and we were hit and then called you. You came right to the house. Step by step, you handled that case with great class and integrity.
I appreciate you saying that. When you're involved in an automobile collision, your own insurance company, your no-fault company, pays your medical bills and reimburses you for your lost wages. But they're like any other insurance company, they don't want to pay.
Exactly.
You remember along the way with yours, they sent you to their own doctors and things
Yeah.
like that. Let's talk about that.
But it was very challenging because the doctors, we have our doctors, but the insurance companies have their doctors.
Those insurance company doctors, they're paid by the insurance company. They're supposed to be looking at you to be independent, but what they're really doing is they're trying to cut you off of your treatment so the insurance company doesn't have to pay any more money.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, and you went to those exams.
Yes.
And we fought for you. So even if those insurance companies create a document, which is a medical report saying you can go back to work, and let's say your doctor says you can't go back to work, we argue that for you. So a lot of people are out there, they may have been in an accident, they're getting medical bills, they don't know where to go, where to turn. There's strict time limitations involved in an injury case, and you know that, Bill. Our job is to preserve your rights, make sure all those timelines are properly handled, so you don't have to worry.
Exactly. We didn't get one bill. You make sure we knew, if in case we forgot, you said you got an appointment, your staff is incredible.
Thank you so much for saying that about my staff. We have 17 legal professionals in the office here. And what we do is we focus on personal injury law. We focus on helping you through your time of need so you can work on recovering from your injuries. And then, unfortunately, you had another incident.
Yeah, it was hit again.
And what happened the second time?
Well, the second time, I got hit from behind. More pain and suffering again. It's like,
course.
I want to avoid this. But I said, who can I call to help me again? Jed Dietrich. I was able to contact you directly to your cell phone. You called me back. The calls was always answered. That's so important, to be able to talk to your attorney.
Of course, and I handle every case that's in my office. When I handle your case, we get to know each other,
Yes.
and we've known each other quite a bit. But I want everyone to know out there, I give every single one of my clients my cell phone number. So if you're in an accident and you've been injured, contact me at 716-839-3939. We're here to help you.
That means a lot, America. So know that you could trust this man on all your situations. He actually does what he said he's going to do, above and beyond. So I recommend you, this attorney you want to be with, really.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And my personal philosophy is I'm a competitive person by nature. I just want to win on your behalf and for myself too, and the way the arrangement works, and everybody kind of knows this, but I'll just say it again. Our fee is a third. We get paid when you get paid. The more we get you, the more I get for my firm and to support my family. So we're trying to do what we can, everything we can, to get you the best possible result. And as we go through that, we want to try to make life easier for you as we go through.
Yeah, you're a real fighter.
Yeah.
Real fighter.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate your time.
Pleasure seeing and talking
take
to you,
care.
Jed.
Okay.
All right, God bless you.
Thank you. What makes my firm stand apart from the rest? Returning every phone call within 1 business day, treating you the way we want to be treated, and working hard on your behalf to obtain maximum compensation for you. The mission statement of my law firm is to provide the highest level of personal injury service to you. Contact me at 716-839-3939. I'm Jed Dietrich. Thank you for joining us. I'm here with Daquan and Alfie, and they're going to talk a little bit about Daquan's injuries. Daquan, tell us what it was about my firm that you thought was important to you and why you called us.
A few years ago, I watched your infomercial. I feel I have a great discernment of people who are honest and genuine, and I just love the testimonies. That's pretty much what turned me to reaching out to you.
And I'm glad you did, and I'm glad we resolved the case the way we did. You were in the hospital. Let's talk a little bit about that. What was your injury?
My leg was broken in several places from a car accident, and I was actually traveling down the 190 North, coming home from work, and a vehicle merged onto the 190 North, but instead of continuing the flow of traffic, for whatever reason, it decided to turn the other way, go on the opposite side of traffic, and pretty much hit me head on. After the injury, I knew right away something wasn't right. So I just became very anxious, and there was a lot of anxiety there. I knew I was hurt. I have a wife, I have 4 children. I knew I wasn't going to be able to go to work. With the budget being tight as it is, trying to take care of a family, I just was so anxious and didn't know what I was going to do, you know. But while I was in the hospital, after my surgery, your infomercial came on, and that's when I knew I had to give you a call.
Well, I'm so glad you did call at that point in time. How long were you in the hospital, Daquan?
I stayed in the hospital a week. One of your associates came to visit me. He made me feel comfortable that all I had to do was focus on my recovery.
And that's what we try to do. We try to allow you to recover, get to the right doctors, the right specialists. We will handle the paperwork for you like we did for you, Daquan.
Yes.
There are strict time limitations applicable to bringing an injury case. If you don't get your paperwork filed, your medical bills won't be paid, and you won't be able to make a claim for your pain and suffering. This is what we do. This is what we focus on. This is all we do in my office, are serious personal injury cases, and frankly, we take pride in handling cases such as yours, Daquan.
Thank you. You guys did an excellent job. Everyone was very caring. It seems like you guys really put yourselves in my shoes.
That's what we try to do. We try to treat you the way we want to be treated. We live by the golden rule. And I know that you are both God-fearing people, you're church people. Tell us a little bit about your background there.
Yes, I'm actually a deacon in my church in Niagara Falls. So, yeah, faith is very important
Very
to
important
my
for us.
family.
Absolutely.
And it's almost like I felt led to come to reach out to you guys. It was
Yes.
the atmosphere. Everyone, just seemed to be so pleasant, and it just felt right.
We take pride in representing you. We try to wear the white hat when it comes to being a lawyer in our community. The legal business is a confrontational business, and I'm a competitor, and I want to win for you. And what does that do? It allows me to make a recovery for you, work hard for you, treat you the way I want to be treated, such that you can get the best result possible. So Alfie, tell us a little bit about Daquan's case and your interaction with our office.
I worked late that evening, and then I get that phone call, and I could see he was in shock, and I said, oh my goodness, this is for real. He's been hit. That's when it hit me like really hard, like, wow, he's really gonna need a lot of care. I had to stop working. It's a huge life change.
Daunting.
It is draining after a while, because it's just like, wow.
Well,
just
what we
huge.
do is we try to help you through that. And folks out there, if you're injured, contact me at 839-3939. What we do is we explain to you under New York state law, your medical bills and your wages are paid in an automobile collision by your insurance company. That's important. So you have a $50,000 policy at least, that's the minimum in New York, sometimes it's even more, to pay for your lost wages wages and your medical bills. However, the insurance companies are in the business of cutting people off and paying you the smallest amount they can. So what we do is we fight your insurance company and the other person's insurance company to get you everything you're entitled to. So that no-fault part is your insurance company to pay for the bills at the hospital, whether it's ECMC or Niagara Falls Memorial, and those bills will trickle in, and the ambulance bill will come in because they won't know how to bill the right person. So I have a team of legal professionals that make sure that those bills are paid. We also make sure that you get your wage reimbursement from that no-fault insurance company, which is huge because you're going to keep getting your gas bill and your rent bill and everything else that comes into your life.
That's definitely.
You got 4 kids at home, you got to make sure that food's on the table for them. So what we do is we try to make it as easy as possible to go through the system by returning every phone call within 1 business day, usually the same day. We try to really focus on that, and I've got 17 legal professionals here that are dedicated to helping you get through your problem, to get rehabilitated, to get back on your feet. That's what we try to do. This is all part of the business in our office. We only handle serious injury cases. We don't handle other types of cases, and that is to allow us to become the best we can to represent you. The mission statement of my law firm is to provide the highest level of personal injury service. And what does that mean? It means I periodically, typically on a weekly basis, will bring my whole staff into my office here, and we'll sit down and I'll say, okay, these are the things we need to focus on every single day. We have to make sure every phone call is returned within 1 business day. We have to make sure we treat others the way we want to be treated, and we have to make sure that we are working hard the whole time we're here at work to obtain the best possible result for you.
Absolutely, and you guys, from my case, you hit on all those points. Yeah,
Absolutely.
like the communication within 24 hours, I had a response. Most times, when we called, I was given an answer. So, but if you guys had to get back to me, it was definitely within the 24-hour period. So, great job to your staff.
Thank you so much, Daquan, and I'll address that point directly because people call and every once in a while there'll be a question, we don't know the answer. This is a big difference between my law firm and the other law firms out there. We're not going to give you an answer which is a guess. We'll say to you, and I've trained my staff to do this. I do this myself, and I train my staff to do this. If we don't know the answer, we'll get back to you sometime within the next 24 hours with an answer. That allows us to take a question that we don't know the answer to, research it, and get back to you so we give you the right information, as opposed to coming up with something that might not be the right information because we don't know, just to try to move along with our day, which is not the way that we run the office here. We run the office in a way that allows us to drill down and assist you with your cases. How are you doing now, Daquan?
I'm on the road to recovery. I think the process is going a lot faster because I didn't have to worry about anything else. Simply focus on my physical therapy.
Sure.
Just learning how to walk again. So things are moving along pretty swiftly. I feel the progress is probably actually ahead of where I should be.
Good, and I know it was a very significant injury. I want everybody to know out there, and you, Daquan and Elfie, that we're here for you even after the case settles, because your case is done. We've provided you with your settlement proceeds, but you're still having some problems. So if you have a bill or something that comes in, we're here for you even after it's done. We're here in the future. If you obviously have a problem, I hope that you don't, or your friends and family in the future. We are here to help people who have been injured through someone else's negligence. And if you're injured, we're here to make it easier for you. And that's what we try to do with you folks.
Definitely made us feel comfortable.
Every single client in my office is my client. I give every single client my cell phone number, and that works out fine because typically, if it's an important issue, I'll call you up directly off my cell phone. You'll know it's coming from me. If it's an issue that's not as important, then we'll talk during the day, whether it's between 8 and 6 at our regular hours, or I'll have you come in and we'll do a meeting. And the best part of your case was the last meeting when I was in a position to provide you with your check, and we sat down and then you gave me the feedback about what it was like to work with my firm. And frankly, the genesis of this particular presentation is Daquan and Elfie, and I want to thank you again for coming in.
And we want to say thank you for all your help as well.
Thank you so much,
You're
Elfie.
welcome.
Yes, it's
Thanks,
been a pleasure.
Daquan.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I'm Jed Dietrich, and I'm here to help you. Contact me at 716-839-3939. Jed Dietrich here again with our presentation, and Rachel Silvashi. She's my former client, and she's a medical professional. We're going to talk a little bit about the insurance companies and how the insurance companies are always looking to cut you off from treatment and to give you less than what we believe you're entitled to. Rachel, tell us a little bit about what happened to you.
So I was riding my bike and I was going across a side street, and the car was coming up to stop at a stop sign, and it did not stop. It hit me.
And did you come out of work right away?
No, I did not.
What inspired you to seek legal counsel at that point?
My injuries were getting worse, and also I kind of had the hassle of the insurance company coming after me, and they were just calling me 24/7 and you know, trying to get information out of me and trying to say that I didn't injure myself and that I should be fine now and everything else. So at that point, I didn't want to have to deal with them anymore, and I just wanted to deal with someone who knew what they were doing.
Again, going back to your inspiration to contact me to represent you, that was the insurance company giving you a hassle as you went along. Could you explain a little bit more to the people out there what happens when you're in an accident and you're injured, and then you've got these insurance companies, the other person's insurance company,
Yes.
paying the medical bills, supposed to reimburse you for your wages when you come out of work, and ultimately you did come out of work because you had surgery.
Yes.
So then there's a wage issue. So describe a little bit more about what the frustration was trying to deal with it yourself, at least initially.
Initially, I was trying to talk to them and explain to them what happened, and they kept telling me that I didn't say this at the time of the injury and that I was making things up and that it's been a year, so I should be fine. I only had swelling and a little contusion and bruising, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I didn't fracture anything. So they were constantly calling me like at least 5 or 6 times a day and hassling me and leaving voicemails and telling me that I needed to get back to them and that they were going to offer me $500 and that's what I should take, and basically just trying to get me to take some type of money so that they could be done with it.
And ultimately, we started to work together and handled your case for a long period of time, just because it was your treatment that required a period of time to occur such that we could determine how injured you were to determine how much compensation you were entitled to. Ultimately, you had 2 surgeries.
Yes.
And ultimately, the result we obtained for you was many, many, many times more than the offer the insurance company made to you.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're out there, you've been injured, and it's not your fault, contact me at 716-839-3939. I'm Jed Dietrich. I'm here to help you, especially with the insurance companies. There are strict time limitations applicable to all insurance injury cases. And as Rachel knows, as she works in the medical field, if you don't get your bills submitted to No Fault promptly, No Fault won't pay those bills. So it's a correlation between the doctor's office, the victim or the client, and my office to try to make sure everything runs smoothly. And what we did with you, Rachel, is we sat down and said, okay, your case is X, you were injured, it wasn't your fault, your medical bills should be paid by this defendant's insurance company. If they haven't been paid, get them to us. We will forward them and insist that they be paid. That's the first thing. And then we said, you're entitled to money for your pain and suffering. You're entitled to money for your incapacity to work. You're entitled to money for your future pain and suffering. All of these things are things that you don't think about when you're first injured. That's why you need counsel. You need a lawyer to represent you so that your rights are preserved, because there are strict time limitations, strict deadlines that if you miss a deadline, you can be precluded or stopped from getting what you're entitled to. It's a crazy business, but the insurance company and business, the insurance world is set up under strict deadlines, and the lawyers are the ones, lawyers like the lawyers in my office and me personally, are here to help you.
Yes, correct.
Is there anything else about your interaction with my office that you'd like other people to know about?
Taking care of everything in general was just a weight off my shoulders. I didn't have to deal with the insurance companies hassling me anymore, and I knew that it would be in good hands, that it was going to be taken care of correctly in the right way. So it was just an amazing experience in general.
Thank you so much for saying that and coming in
Thank
today,
you.
Rachel. You take care, okay?
You
Good
too.
luck.
Thank you.
We're here to help you. 716-839-3939. Thank you for joining us. I'm here with my good friends Linda and John Nichols, who I've known for about 30 years. John's a criminal defense attorney in Buffalo. He also does some other general legal work. and his wife Linda was involved in an injury accident. And the other thing that folks at home may or may not know, John is an outstanding tennis player and has won many tennis tournaments in the Western New York area. The reason I mention that is to talk about the legal business being a competitive business. It is a business of winners and losers. And throughout my career, I was a 14-time national champion in the rowing world. I always thought that if I was next to someone, I wanted to get my nose out in front. And I know, John, you were the same way with playing tennis. You wanted to just win every single game and every single set to win the match. And the reason I mention that for the people at home is you need someone who is driven and competitive to handle your case, because there are winners and there are losers. And in the legal world, we want you to win. You can contact us at 716-839-3939 if you've been injured. And Linda had an injury herself. Linda was on her bicycle. She was crossing Maple Road in Amherst, not too far from our office. And she was struck by an automobile. So what we did was we reconstructed that collision through the police report and the witness statements, and we actually sued your case, did your deposition, did the deposition of the defendant driver, and put the case together in a way to make the strongest argument on your behalf. So your son does work for the insurance companies, so if someone is involved in a collision, the insurance company hires a lawyer to defend them, and your son does that type of work. So he's familiar with the other side of your type of case.
Correct.
And did you have occasion to speak to your son about how your case occurred and what you didn't remember about trying to cross the street?
He said to both his sisters, contact Jed. That is exactly what we did.
We ended up with a result that was acceptable, and it was a way to resolve it at a value that I think was appropriate for your circumstances. Did you talk to your son about that, John?
Well, I did. My conversations with my son were a little bit different in that it was lawyer to lawyer.
Well, to your credit, Linda, I know that your injury was quite significant. Just so folks at home understand this is, we hired a team of investigators in conjunction with the 17 legal professionals in my office, and we went back and looked at the police report. We went back and looked at the scene where this occurred, where Linda was struck. We went to New York State Supreme Court. We sued the case in the New York State Supreme Court. We filed discovery things, and we gave them your medical records, which is what happens. And then we got records from the defendant and also had an opportunity to question him under oath at what's known as a deposition. So the deposition is a sworn testimony under oath. There's no judge or jury, but it was at that point in time that we elicited information. We got information from the defendant, which we believed we could use to argue that he was negligent. So when we're preparing you for a deposition, as you know, Linda, we talk about the general routine the defense attorney would go through. Typically, they talk about your background, your educational experience. Then they talk about your employment experience. And then we talk about how the collision occurred. And again, I went through that with you, and just so folks out there understand how it works. Then we talk about the medical treatment, and obviously the medical treatment is crucial. You have to obtain prompt medical treatment. There are strict time deadlines involved with bringing injury cases. We're here to help people, 716-839-3939. If you have a question or a concern, you've been injured, please contact me. John, thank you for coming in so much.
Thank you, Jed. It's always a pleasure.
Linda, no, it's my pleasure.
Thank you, Jed.
Thank you, Linda.
When I got a hold of you guys and you guys took care of everything.
It was almost like I felt led to reach out to you.
And I called you and you handled that thing. I mean, you handled it.
You explained everything.
Above and beyond.
Contact Jed.